Welcome to Roundtable, a community-focused initiative of Titan Radio and the faculty and students of the Broadcast Communication program at Westminster College. You're an important part of this dialogue. As you listen today, send us your thoughts on this show or ideas for future shows by calling our newsline at 724-946-6397. Send us a direct comment using the shout-out feature on the free Titan Radio mobile app. Email us at titanradio@westminster.edu or drop us a comment on our Facebook, Twitter, X, or Instagram pages. And now, here's today's discussion on Roundtable.
Hello, and welcome to Roundtable on Titan Radio. I'm Stephen Gibson. Each week on this program, we'll talk with community leaders and neighbors who are making an impact right here in New Wilmington and throughout our region. My guest today is Professor Kandice Hartner, Professor of Creative Media Production at Westminster College and a proud New Wilmington resident. In addition to her role as an educator, she also serves as the current president of the New Wilmington Rotary Club. In this conversation, we're going to learn a little bit more about what Rotary is, how it works, and why people choose to be a part of it. We're going to talk about service, community, and the role of organizations like Rotary in making a difference locally and globally. Hi, Kandice. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Stephen?
I'm doing really good. So before we get into the meat of everything, could you start by sharing a bit about your own background, like what brought you to Westminster College and New Wilmington?
Oh, absolutely. So, I can't say I was born and raised here. I did go to New Wilmington. I have been part of the Westminster community for a really long time. I was a student here.
Yeah.
I studied media art, which is so graphic design, and then went on to work in the field, was offered a chance to teach. So I opted to come back in and try that out. And within 2 weeks of that, I just absolutely loved it and wanted to stay. So I'm excited to be teaching back at my alma mater, sharing my love of design, and still remaining part of the community that I grew up in.
Yeah, that's very cool. So you wear two hats in the community. You're a professor, and you're also current president of the New Wilmington Rotary Club. You're a community leader. How do these roles connect for you?
Oh, well, it took me a moment there when you were like, you're a community leader. And you're right. I've just never really thought of it that way because I've always enjoyed doing volunteer work. And I was given the opportunity. There's several members of the Westminster community who are also part of the New Wilmington Rotary. And it was through that I was connected and offered to come in. I've always enjoyed working and doing service, whether it's community service, fundraising, anything like that. My family's deeply connected to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation because my youngest sister has cystic fibrosis. So I've been big into fundraising. She's 22 now, so it's always been a major part of my life. So when I was offered as an adult the chance to join an organization that is all about community and doing volunteer work and really becoming a part of the community more than just someone who lives here in New Wilmington, I was really excited to jump into that, especially because it meant getting to work with a lot of my really awesome colleagues here at Westminster outside of this and as part of the community.
Yeah, that's really cool. You have a whole history in this. This is like you're born and raised in it.
Yes, it's pretty exciting. Does it say that I didn't know what Rotary was much before I joined it?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people would say that, but I've learned so much more that I'm really excited to share with everybody so that hopefully everybody who hears this can answer the question like, what is Rotary?
Yeah.
Oh, it's this.
Well, Kandice, I think that's a great question. What is the Rotary?
So Rotary is about being part of the community. So we do service for the community. So that is what we do as a local Rotary chapter. Rotary, however, is an international organization. So more than 1.2 million people are part of the Rotary. So there's more than 45,000 clubs worldwide.
Wow.
And the big mission of Rotary is to eradicate polio. So it is because of Rotary and Rotary's activism in this that polio is where it's at now. It is members of the Rotary who helped develop the idea of using the eye drops and the quick methods of getting these vaccinations out to people, no matter what region they're in. Members of the Rotary who are out there in these different countries giving the eye drops and putting the polio numbers where they are now, which is not quite completely eradicated, but pretty close.
Okay, wow.
So we work to promote peace. We work to provide clean water, supporting education, growing local economies, and here in New Wilmington about growing our community as a whole. So we offer scholarships through our Rotary Club. We do highway cleanup through the Rotary Club. We have different community events. We do different fundraisers. Inside our club itself, we have different speakers at each meeting to help promote different items in our community and around our community, not
Yeah.
just in New Wilmington, but the local community as well. So we've had speakers from Sharon and Newcastle and areas that work with us and are part of our larger district.
Mm-hmm.
So our club is part of District 7280,
Okay.
which spans from, I believe, Erie, basically down past Cranberry.
Yeah.
So these other clubs that I talk about in areas like Sharon and Newcastle, they're all part of our district.
Okay.
So we all can get together and work on different projects and help promote our communities as well.
Yeah. Very nice. So as you're talking, I'm noticing this kind of twofold nature to the Rotary. There's this big global vision about eradicating polio, which I didn't know. I tried to be prepared to come into this conversation, but I didn't find that. That's really interesting. Where did that come from?
I'll be honest, I don't know.
Yeah.
Clearly, the big mission in Rotary is, we look to find a need in our local community, a need in the larger community. And it was very clear that, polio just shouldn't even be a thing. It's really, it's just crazy. Polio is a really horrific item and we see less and less of it. And it's because of these vaccinations that we hardly hear anything about it at all. It is just, we think about the people who had to live in iron lungs and items like that. And it seems like it was so long ago and it really wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly, at some point in time, a group of Rotarians said, this looks like a worthwhile cause for us to take on. So, and it just grows from there. It always starts with a small idea.
Yeah.
Any club can come up with a small idea and build it from there. And that's the beauty of the Rotary community.
Certainly. So there's this big global vision, but you mentioned how it started with this small idea in these local communities. What do you think is the Rotary Club's role here in New Wilmington as a local community?
We really like to promote, we say community, we've said community several times in here.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about. Especially nowadays when we have our phones and we're on the computers and there's all this work and we have all these changes, even since COVID, but before then, where we start to silo ourselves off.
Mm-hmm.
And we in the Rotary, we want to bring our community together.
Yeah.
We want it to be a place that we can celebrate, a place that we are proud of. Rotary International and Rotary districts offer grants that your clubs can apply for if you meet the needs. So what it is they'll give us X amount of money and they'll match that money. And this year, New Wilmington Rotary Club opted to put in a peace pole in the New Wilmington Borough Park.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the idea that we have this peace pole, which is found in many different communities by Rotary and others. Here at Westminster College, there's another peace pole as well. It's not tied to Rotary, but the peace pole, it's obviously the symbol of peace.
Yeah.
And we opted to put one in our community as a place of reflection, a place that a person could just sit and enjoy and be part of the community here in the park, like right up at the top of the hill in the Borough Park. So we're all about community.
Mm-hmm.
The New Wilmington Borough Pool, which has been around for many years, so I don't have the exact number, was built in major part because of the New Wilmington Rotary.
Oh, wow.
We've been around since 1926.
Oh, wow.
The New Wilmington Rotary has been around since 1926.
Wow.
So we're looking to celebrate 100 years.
Oh, yeah.
Upcoming next year,
Uh-huh.
which is awesome. And that was a need that they saw back then, that we didn't have a community pool.
Yeah.
And they helped maintain the pool. We host events at the pool. We have our Labor Day swim meet, which just happened. So community kids are able to come. They have races and different fun things and a picnic. And we try to utilize the resources that we have. So whenever Rotary sees a need, for example, when they were building the Borough Amphitheater, all this stuff costs money and there's just a finite amount of it.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that may have had to be pushed to the side was the idea of a handicap accessible ramp coming from the park up.
Okay.
And so Rotary stepped in and said, this is important for our community.
Yeah.
So let's make sure that we have this. And that was what we funded through our grant that year. So we look for areas in our community where we can utilize, whether it's stuff that we fundraised or stuff that we are fundraising through our district Rotary, through our grants, anything like that, to try and help our community and those who are living here.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's really impactful. It's inspiring. is what it is. That there's so many things where you kind of see a need and you do whatever you can to fill it. I think that's a very good reminder just for everyday people. Nothing has to be big or too special. It's just, I see a need, I help where I can.
Yes. We've introduced Peace Day, which is the first Saturday in May, that's where we unveiled the peace pole. But it is really just a day of celebration in our community. We bring in bouncy houses, and there's raffle baskets and just community engaged activities. Just it's free. It costs nothing for anybody to attend, and we just want to celebrate our community and once again use those resources, partner with other people,
Definitely.
and make it happen.
So who are some of these people that you're partnering with? What other organizations help out Rotary?
So we have other organizations that help, but we all try to kind of work together to support each other. So we have a Kiwanis Club here in New Wilmington, and they do the Halloween parade. So we try to make sure that we are included where we can be to help with that. So the Halloween parade's their big thing. They have a book sale and stuff like that. We always try to support the other organizations, whether that's having them come speak at our club so we can learn more about what we're doing.
Yeah.
One of our upcoming speakers is going to be the New Wilmington Garden Club, because New Wilmington is a beautiful place. And that happens in part to some of the other organizations that are also here in New Wilmington. So we have the Garden Club. We partner a lot with the college and doing different events together if we can to kind of cross promote. The college is a large part of New Wilmington.
Yeah.
So it's important that we are able to play a role together when we can as well, which goes right back to that first question of how this is joined between like where I work but where I live and all of that, because this is a small community, but we are a mighty community.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's very much a living, breathing, close-knit community. Yeah. So talking about all these events, all these initiatives that the Rotary has going on, can you share a story or an example of a Rotary project that really inspired you or stuck with you?
I don't have anything off the top of my head, but I do like to actively get involved in all of the different things that we're doing in Rotary. I wouldn't have imagined a few years ago that I'd be talking to you like, I'm the president of the New Wilmington Rotary Club. And, here I am. And that's great. And I love it. I love the role. And I have loved getting to meet so many new people. But we do a lot of different events. So a lot of it is fundraising, but then of course there's the different events, like we have Peace Day.
Yeah.
We write cards to the local like nursing homes and things like that for like Easter and Thanksgiving. So we make sure to share our love with everybody in our community. And we write cards. We do the highway cleanup. So we keep the road clean here through New Wilmington. We, in the summertime, is our big time for fundraising. So if you are ever at the 4th of July fireworks at the college, you can come on over and find a group of Rotarians selling hot dogs, hot dogs and chips and water. We love some good support.
Yeah.
So that's one of our newer fundraisers in the past few years. We've really kind of stepped up fundraising and being seen in the community.
Yeah.
So we have that event. We also do the big yard sale that comes through in August. We set up and sell at the yard sale, and all of the money goes to Rotary to fund different scholarships and items like that.
Absolutely. I would just say people go crazy for that yard sale.
It's insane.
Yeah.
In the best of ways.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It's good.
So we do baskets around Thanksgiving time that we sell as part of our fundraisers. We do the Labor Day swim meet. We have the chicken barbecue. So at the end of August every year is our large chicken barbecue. It's one of our bigger fundraisers. And that money is specifically earmarked for the Lee Alum Scholarship.
Okay.
Which is a scholarship for New Wilmington students.
Okay.
I believe juniors, seniors. Let's see. It honors our longtime Rotarian, Lee Alum. And is meant to showcase someone who represents the qualities of service above self.
Yeah.
So it is specifically earmarked for that. So we have that scholarship. In addition to other scholarship opportunities, we have a district scholarship that other people can apply for and whatever else. But that event specifically covers that, and we hope to continue covering it for years and years and years to come. And we just do a lot of different stuff. Like it ends up being, it feels like a lot of small things that usually end up building into larger things. So some ways, we fundraise for this money, and a lot of the question is, well, what do you guys do with that money? For example, we voted. So this, obviously nobody does anything by itself. I don't make a decision unilaterally. It's it's about the club and what we find the best interest to be, and we chose to support one of the Rotary clubs down in Texas that was majorly affected by the flooding was offering a donation fund, and they were very kind of clear of where that money was going, and we chose to give them a little bit of money to help other Rotarians, to help others in their communities when there's these very sad disasters.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about, being a Rotarian. It's about helping not only your community but other communities. And we get to hear from amazing speakers and about different things happening all around the world.
Yeah.
We had a speaker come in who is a missionary in Haiti.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and it's just, if you're unaware, it's not great. And she owns clinics over there and has spent the majority of her life building these clinics, and was here to speak because she was literally told she can't go back right now because she can't get there because it's just not safe. And it's really hard because she's really truly helping people. So we get to hear these stories that they're hard to hear, but they are things that are happening. And they're connections that we can make, not only through Rotary, but through Rotary in this instance, where we get this insight into ways that we can try to help other communities outside of our own.
Certainly. I think that's so important. You said that, or you mentioned that these stories are hard to hear sometimes. And I think, they can be hard to hear, but I think we're all the better for it, Like, I would be remiss if I didn't have some incredible people inspiring me. And I'm so glad that, here in New Wilmington, little old New Wilmington, we have such an incredible organization full of incredible people who are doing some hard things, but some good things,
Absolutely.
Now, Candice, you talked about a lot there, but you skipped over something. You talked about it a little bit, but we're not going to let you get away from it. You're the president,
I'm the
aren't you?
president. That's me.
You are the president. How did that happen?
So you know what? It just happens. The next person so the structure in Rotary is you have a president-elect, which is kind of like the vice president.
Sure.
And, we make the joke now that our next president-elect is Jeff Arnold. And he made the joke that, well, don't miss a Rotary meeting. You'll end up like president-elect. That's not really how it goes. And, we don't just elect anybody for that. And of course, people are asked and accept the position. But I enjoy being a leader. So I enjoy helping others and allowing others to help themselves also. And it just felt like a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I didn't have any trouble saying, so we need somebody to do this. Yeah, that's no problem. Before me was Dr. Randy Richardson. So I know he's been president on and off a few times and is a great mentor. So it's been really great to kind of learn from him and then bring my own flair, as one would say, to the different meetings and the different speakers and the people who are coming in. I was secretary beforehand, so we try to, I'm not just going to pick somebody. You're not going to join Rotary tomorrow and we're going to say, hey, guess what? You're president. That's not how that works. We try to get some people to come in, and we like new people. So it's not just, we're not saying, oh, nobody can join and whatever else. That's absolutely not the case at all. Anybody who's interested in joining, we would love to have everybody bring something different to the table.
Definitely.
I'm a graphic designer. We stated that. I want to make sure that all of our stuff looks really good.
And you're really good at it, aren't you?
And that's important to me. But we have people who have skills with social media and people who like taking photos and people who like numbers. That person's not me. That's why I'm not treasurer.
Oh, boy. So you said that you want a lot of people to get involved in Rotary. You're looking for new people all the time. How can say someone in New Wilmington, how can they get involved in the Rotary Club?
Oh, absolutely. So we have meetings.
Mhm.
That scares people away. They say, "Ugh, meetings." So we have meetings twice a month, not every week. Some other clubs meet every week. We meet twice a month.
Yep.
Generally the second Monday, and last Monday, but it kind of jumps around a little bit. But we meet at the tavern at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
And a quick search of even the Westminster website would have them finding me to reach out to ask any questions about. We also have an email, like newwilmingtonrotary@gmail.com. There's social media. We're on Facebook. And, you can even put in an inquisition on
Yeah.
bigoldrotary.com, and they'll send you our way to give you more information. And it's not a formal affair. It's meant to be enjoyable, a chance to have dinner, spend time with people who enjoy volunteering, who enjoy being part of an organization like Rotary,
Mhm.
while then getting to hear about updates that are happening with the club, fundraisers, how that's going, if we need volunteers for different events, and then also hearing from a speaker who I mentioned. We've had someone, the Haiti missionary. We've had someone talk about human trafficking. We've had, we're having the New Wilmington Garden Club.
Yeah.
We're going to be having people from the Sharon Historical Society. It ranges.
Yeah.
And we love hearing from all different types of perspectives to become a more rounded individuals
Mhm.
ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's not meant to be this like 3 hour long
Yeah.
slog of a meeting. It's, enjoying good food,
Yeah.
enjoying good company, hearing from a speaker, and just working together as a whole with like-minded. And it's like your favorite group project
Yeah.
where everybody's, they know what they're good at,
Uh-huh.
and everybody wants to help in a different way.
Yeah. No, that's fair. To anyone who gets scared off by meetings, I didn't realize you all met at the tavern. But I was there one day and there was this big party upstairs and I had no idea who was having a great time. But it was a tavern, not the tavern. It was a Rotary Club. So yeah, don't get scared away. Um, Let me see. Is there anything that we can expect next from the Rotary Club? Anything coming up? Any fun events?
Oh, a lot of our events have already taken place. We will have a meet and greet
Okay.
in November. I don't have that information offhand. We have to pick which date in November we want, but there will be a meet and greet, which is open to whomever would like to attend. We'll be posting it on social media and items like that. It's a chance to come and meet our club, enjoy some food,
Yeah.
find out more about what Rotary is all about. Um, as I mentioned, summer is our really, really busy time. So now we kind of cool off a little bit. Now that we've gone through a very large amount of like 4 or 5 events at what feels like one time.
Mhm.
And we'll pick it back up. We will have fruit baskets at Thanksgiving that we'll be selling. So you'll probably see your local Rotarian that you probably know, because there's a lot of us here in New Wilmington. And again, we've said small community a couple of times, and that's what it is. So we're all, I don't want to use friendly neighbors, but that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
It's a wave down on the street, and being part of this organization has expanded who I know in this town
Mhm.
and allowed me to meet new people that I probably never would have aggressively talked to before, and have really been able to forge great relationships with.
Definitely. Yeah. So the Rotary Club, globally lives by this saying, service above self. Um, can you talk a little bit about what that means, in your daily life, what that means as president of the Rotary? Um, what does service above self mean to you?
Sure. So, I mean, it is the idea of putting others before. That's not to say that, you shouldn't care about yourself and everything. That's really important, but it's the idea of wanting to help others, to provide that service.
Mhm.
Is it super fun being outside for many hours at a yard sale? No, of course it is. I'm hanging out with some cool people, but that idea that it's work.
Yeah.
Even when we're planning these events and we're doing stuff, but we're making the choice to put forth that effort
Mhm.
to be more for our community.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people do that individually, the idea of spreading kindness and whatever else. And we're just trying to do it on a little bit bigger of a level. Not a big
Yeah.
one, a huge one. But for me, I already said I've had no problem volunteering. I have volunteered for items my entire life, and I enjoy that facet of
Mhm.
getting to meet all different kinds of people and help people.
Yeah.
And that's where the service above self comes for me,
Mhm.
because it's important to help others when you are able to do so, because you never know when you might be the one who needs help someday.
Yeah.
And you hope that there will be others who will be there to help you at that time.
Certainly. Yeah. The Rotary Club, it seems so, I think it really just resonates with, generally what we're all hoping for, that people are going to take care of us and that when the time comes, we can take care of other people. It's nothing so big and grand, nothing so complex, that normal people, everyday people can't get involved in.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said, I mean, we only meet twice a month, and our meetings are not mandatory.
Yeah.
So if you can't make it, it's not a big thing. You still want to be part of the club. That's fine. I mean, we regularly get a decent amount of our members who show up to each of our meetings.
Yeah.
And we've been branching out and doing different events with the Newcastle Rotary Club or the Elwood City Rotary Club or anybody who wants to work with us, because our mission is all the same. And if we can help each other do that and support each other's events and fundraising, then that's what it's all about.
No, definitely. Well, Miss President, looking ahead, what are your hopes or goals for the new Wilmington Rotary in the coming years?
Well, that's a really great question. One that I've not super sat down. So we change over in July, and it feels like that was very quickly here and then. And we do all these fundraising and whatever else. But
Mhm.
we really want to focus on reaching out to people who are new to our community.
Yeah.
So people who may have just moved here, who are going through a change and are new directly to New Wilmington here.
Mm.
We're not going to be like, you should join Rotary. Yeah, that'd be great. You want to join Rotary? That'd be awesome. But, just welcome them and let them know that there are clubs. There is Rotary. There is Kiwanis. There is different organizations here. The Garden Club,
Yeah.
the Scouts, all these people who work to make this little community what it is.
Mhm.
And we want people to know that there is support for them, because there's nothing quite like moving to a new place
Yeah, definitely.
and not really knowing anyone and feeling like, you can't be part of something. We have several members of our club who have joined because they're looking to be involved,
Yeah.
especially as we come, I'll use the words out of COVID, that are used so much,
Yeah.
but that people are looking for that connection and something meaningful to do and be part of. And we've had several Rotary members come forward, and who have actively looked for us and looked for that opportunity.
Mhm.
Because as adults, I'm sure many who that's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's when you don't have school and you have work, but finding a community outside of that can be a challenge. Join the New Wilmington Rotary
Yeah.
or
This is
Rotary
a-
in general.
Absolutely. This is for any listeners, anybody curious, where should they go to find out a little bit more?
You can find us on Facebook. You can go to Rotary.com. So you can go to the main Rotary site, tell them where you live at, and they'll send an email to us directly that says you're interested, and we'll reach out.
Well, Professor Hartner, before we finish up, is there anything you would like to add that we haven't touched on today?
No, I mean, I never would have thought that Rotary would have been as rewarding for me as it has been. And I've only been a member 3, 4-ish years. And it feels like it's been a part of my life forever. I meet people from all over the place who I can be like, oh, Rotary, and like, oh, I'm in Rotary.
Yeah.
And it's something that you can talk about just about anywhere
Yeah.
that you're at. And if it's not Rotary, I would suggest that you get involved in something,
Yeah.
in something that's going to be a part of your community, so that you can get to know your community better and how you can help.
Certainly. Yeah. Well, we've been talking with Kandice Hartner, the president of the New Wilmington Rotary Club. Thank you for talking with us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. I'm Stephen Gibson.
This has been Roundtable, a community-focused initiative of Titan Radio and produced by the faculty and students of the Broadcast Communications program at Westminster College. You're an important part of this dialogue. Send us your thoughts on this show or ideas for future shows by calling our newsline at 724-946-6397. Send us a direct comment using the shout-out feature on the free Titan Radio mobile app. Email us at titanradio@westminster.edu or drop us a comment on our Facebook, Twitter, X, or Instagram pages. Join us again next week for Roundtable. here on Titan Radio and TitanRadioLive.com.